town. There's a new sheriff in town. I ain't fear-mongering, guys. I ain't trying to scare you guys. But, yeah. There's been a lot of bants on the TL. Has anybody seen any of that?
Yeah, I have actually. I've seen a lot of memes. It's been hilarious. But the thing is, in all realness, it's not funny because I don't want to be locked down again.
Hell no.
Like, on a real, imagine this time last year, we were actually in a lockdown.
100%.
And to think that this scare is coming up at around about the same time, it's like, please, like, I can't. I love everyone I live with, but I'm not going to be in the house again like that.
What's his face? It's not who's the health minister or whatever his name is? Sajid, somebody, innit? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I think he did say that it's going to be a good, in quote, good Christmas. So there shouldn't be any hiccups. There shouldn't be any extra episodes of lockdown. But yeah, I think we should be having a good Christmas, man. You guys looking forward to it?
Yeah, actually, I can't wait. I actually can't wait for Christmas this year. Our Christmas is always big, I'm looking forward to them. A lot of food,
come on,
bands, and yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely looking forward to the food aspect.
That's the best.
Well, I think you stole the words right out of my mouth. What? I'm about 26 now. I couldn't care. Buy me presents. Yeah, I don't mind, but hey, the food. I'm talking about the turkey. I'm talking about the chicken. I'm talking about the beef. I'm talking about. Forget all the vegan stuff. I'm talking about all the good stuff, man. The mac and cheese will really be back in. Hey, okay. I can't wait, man, honestly. But anyway, good evening, guys. Welcome to the Fithub Podcast. And we are, I'm Chibz. And, who are you?
I'm Bevery.
Okay, and we are joined today by a very special guest. Who are you, sir?
So my name is Kwame, and I'm Kwame Nutrition on Instagram.
Come on. So I think the name speaks for itself. So you are, let's just say it, Mr. Nutrition.
I can call me that.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me, we'll dive into, what you do on a day-to-day. I think we'll start with that, and then we'll work our way backwards in the sense of, what brought you into the world of nutrition, what got you training. I mean, you're not big for no reason. You didn't blink and one day you know what I mean? So we'll start off with that. So what's a normal day today for you?
So I actually work for a food and health company. So a company that makes health products. Yeah. And I work in the regulatory affairs department. So normal days on my laptop, looking at emails and responding to could be consultations, government consultations, looking at labeling and reviewing documents essentially. So it's around a lot of things around the regulations and legal aspects of making a product.
Okay. So I think we'll track it back. So what brought you into this whole world of nutrition? Where did this start from? So
I always loved foods, biology, and exercise performance. So and I was very interested to see or to find out how food impacts our performance and our health. So that's why I decided to study nutrition.
That definitely makes a lot of sense, especially coming from like sort of West African countries where we eat all manner of foods and we don't have the conversation of what it does to our bodies. I remember a few months ago, I'm in like a health and wellness chat with a few people in different fields in the industry, and I must have asked a question: why is it that the obesity crisis is still something that we see so prevalent? And then when you look at the demographics that it's dealing with, it's those of the ethnic minority. And I was just saying how, an older Asian woman or an older African woman, you couldn't have the conversation of, hey, become a vegan. They're very much, they love their food, they love their culture, they love their tradition. They're not going to come out of that, even though it may be affecting their health. And I think we need more representation of those in the ethnic minority in your field, because if I know people that love health and fitness, they will never tell me they're a nutritionist. They'll just tell me they're a PT. So it's nice to get that breath of fresh air where actually that's not who you are. You get a lot of people asking you if you're a personal trainer.
Yeah. That's what most people assume I am. So don't get that in my bio. And I did post mainly fitness videos. But nutrition is my actual day-to-day life.
And how has it been being in the field as someone from like sort of the ethnic minority?
So when I was studying, you could tell not any other black people really. A few people from other ethnic minorities, but not many black people. But it's been okay. I worked in like small companies anyway. First one I worked in there was a lot of ethnic minorities who were not nutritionists, other parts of the business, because it was for a food supplement company. But I was the only nutrition person in the company. Same thing when I went to my next company, and then now I work in a big global company where I'm the only black nutrition person.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but there are other health related people in the regulatory team that are black, and so it's not as bad as it could be. But we need more and more people in the industry. So I'm part of like a black network of nutritionists and dietitians, which we've met a few times, and we just talk about any challenges we have in the industry and what we want to do to represent the industry better. It's just small steps.
I think you answered the question a bit earlier, but so you said, for example, there was a lack of representation within your course in terms of the ethnic minority. Yeah. So I think the question I want to ask is, what brought you to nutrition rather than going down the typical pathway? Because let's be very real. If I'm being entirely honest, you're the first black nutritionist I know. If I'm being entirely honest. So I think there's a lack of exposure in terms of ethnic minorities in that field. So for yourself being an ethnic minority, I hate using that term, but whatever, what brought you into that field as opposed to going down personal training, would you say?
Well, I really wanted to go to uni, and I wanted to study something I'd actually enjoy and something I feel like I could apply. And then when you discover there is a nutrition course, I thought I definitely want to do this.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't really think about how many black people there'll be.
Fair enough. Honest, And can you speak to us sort of like, if someone was watching now or listening, sort of, how do you become a nutritionist? So speak us through obviously what you did as an undergrad in your masters. Did you have to do any work experience? That sort of stuff. Yeah.
So for me, I did the nutrition degree, bachelor's and masters, and through either a bachelor's or master's would make you become what we call a registered nutritionist, which is just part of what we call the Association for Nutrition. They're like a self-regulating body to make sure anyone using that title has the credentials. Another route you can go down is being a dietitian who works in hospitals with clinical people who are sick. So, and that's a different path. So you have to do a dietetics degree. And then you do, I think, a year of work experience, and then you become a registered dietitian, which is actually a protected title. So you need to do some sort of studying. Whether if that's a bachelor's or master's, you need a degree. For nutritionists, you can become one without a degree, but you'd have to do a lot of work experience in a proper nutrition role. But so that's more rare, to be honest. Going down, so just say, for example, you studied maybe biology and you want to become a nutritionist, you can do a master's in nutrition and become a registered nutritionist, and that opens you up to more jobs as well, because now any legit jobs involving a nutritionist ask for someone that's a part of the Association for Nutrition or a registered dietitian. So I'd say it's important to get the qualification and that recognition if you want to pursue a career in nutrition. Okay, so it's more so getting some sort of accreditation or degree. It's not so much like apprenticeship. You can't go down that route if you wanted. It's very difficult to go down that route. Okay, cool. And so as a nutritionist, I worked in a gym where there was actually a nutritionist. I worked for Nutfield, and Nutfield are really big on the whole health part of fitness, not just fitness. So they really do invest in their physiotherapists and their nutritionists. Do you know what it's like to be a nutritionist that works for a gym? Have you? No, never actually. I've always worked in the industry, so it's a bit different. So I've always been around products or nutrition products that people use, and making sure they're, I guess, safe and healthy for the consumers. That makes sense. As a nutritionist, I know you probably see a lot of stuff on Instagram that is so misleading. Can you tell us some of the worst things you've seen in regards to nutrition and stuff like that? What can I start? I remember apple cider vinegar. Antioxidant or something. Clearing your insides apparently. And I remember that very well because I was working at home in Barrett at the time. So every day people are coming to buy apple cider vinegar. So, but when you look at the research, some people get like skin burns, erosion on their teeth.
Wow.
Yeah, and people get vomiting as well. Some people because of the taste.
It's vinegar.
Yeah, exactly. Just
and do they drink it
straight?
They don't dilute.
No,
wow.
Exactly. You're meant to dilute if you're going to use it for a salad or something.
Yeah.
So that was a big one. Other ones around my big pet peeve is the BCAAs. Yeah, so
BCAAs, so the building blocks,
branch chain amino acids.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get that.
You see it everywhere.
It's so easy to get that in your normal diet or from a protein supplement. So taking that on top of your protein supplementation or your normal diet is just what we used to call expensive urine, because you're just going to urinate it out and that's it. It's a waste of money. So it doesn't relax if you waste their money on things. Most supplements, though, I'll say a lot of supplements are usually a waste of money. So even like multivitamins, for the majority of people, they do get enough of the micronutrients. So the extra multivitamin doesn't add to your health.
Okay, that's interesting, because I recently actually bought multivitamins because I think I may lack from like sort of an iron deficiency, and I feel like from, obviously, as I was saying before, I work from home. I'm most time either in my bedroom or downstairs in the office. You don't get the most light coming into a house, especially in the winter, and I tend to feel very tired for no reason, not even because I've done anything. So yeah, I don't know, because I've only started it. I don't know how well it's doing. Maybe I'll get back to you in about a month or 2 months and see how it's going, but I've only recently started it. But I've just felt like I need it, because it was something that as a child my mum would always give us some sort of vitamins, and obviously as you get older you sort of push things out the window because you don't feel like they're important. So I was even looking into prebiotics, which is something I mentioned before as well, just seeing where I can add stuff. Obviously not add it to the point where I'm like, okay, because I've added it here, I'm not going to have it in my food because I've X, Y, and Z, but just adding it to me, because I know that sometimes I feel like I have like nothing.
I think like a low dose multivitamin can be okay.
Okay.
Somebody don't know your exact potential deficiency.
Right.
But like those high dosed ones are usually more money and unnecessary.
Okay, I think I have like a chewy one.
Okay,
yeah, that's the ones I have.
So I was going to ask, so marrying the two together, so the two things that you mainly do, so you go to the gym and you're a nutritionist.
Yeah.
So let's say this is a case study kind of question. So let's say you've got someone that comes to you in the gym.
Yeah.
Bro, so I heard you're a nutritionist and you know what you're doing in the gym. So what would your advice be to someone starting off in the gym in terms of nutrition wise? What would you, because I remember you saying that you do meal plans for some people as well. So what would, like, let's say your bog standard meal plan be for someone, your average Joe?
Personally, I'll always make it personalized, so I'll do a questionnaire so I can see what they're lacking, what their preferences are as well.
Yeah.
But from more of a general standpoint, you need to have, if you're going to be lifting weights, you need to have enough carbohydrates and protein, obviously.
Yeah.
Eat a balanced diet, and don't worry too much about supplements. Don't even think about supplements.
Right.
Okay. I was going to ask, are carbs bad? Because I think there's a big stigma, and I think we were even dealing with this a few weeks ago in terms of in our group chat. With someone saying, I'm doing no carbs this week. Yeah. So I think this is an open question. We've got
for me, I've never skip carbs.
Exactly.
There's not enough nuance in the argument, so I understand the argument around having ultra processed food like donuts and I don't know, chocolate, whatever. But they've also got high amounts of fat as well. It's not just sugar. And then if you've got like complete carbs or brown bread, brown pasta, they have fiber, which is essential for our health. So fiber has shown to reduce the risk of colon cancer. It's good for people who have a high fiber diet, usually have better heart health, and also good for your digestion as well. So if someone's having, for example, a keto diet, they're missing out on fiber, definitely. So
can you repeat that again? Because I think we have a lot of listeners that love the keto diet. We've actually dismantled this whole, because me myself, I hate keto diet as well. I've never done it, and it may sound a bit ignorant, but I don't care.
I can't imagine also Keto Diet can't be that much fun either.
It's not fun at all. It's not. Like, they get moody, their skin. And there's a lot that changes in the person.
And a few people I know that have done it, they've relapsed after.
Well,
exactly.
And even based on what you've just said, because I do know, so for example, the Keto Diet, high in protein, barely, next to no carbs. Wouldn't that person be constipated?
Is that because of fiber?
Yeah.
Fiber, exactly. So, and you're eating a lot of meat. So it won't be pleasant.
Honestly, it sounds like a train ride onto getting gout. Because you know about gout, obviously.
Exactly.
So no, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I wouldn't recommend it. I don't see any reason to. I know people do get success from it. Because you're cutting out so many calories. So you're going to lose weight, but can you sustain it as a healthy lifestyle? That's what the changes usually. Looking at the scale isn't the most important thing. It's about the lifestyle changes
and how the person feels. That definitely makes sense. I feel like sometimes we're so stuck on numbers when we go on a scale, like, oh my god, no. Naturally, when you start going to the gym, you're probably going to weigh a little bit more than you did before. You actually will. But people tend to have all these misconceptions constantly, and I think this is why we have the platform like the Fithub Podcast, where we can actually have people that know their stuff come on and actually say, no, this and that, and just pointing people in the right direction. Because someone like you, who's qualified, has done the studying, has paid his dues, someone on the internet is just splashing all manner of things for like crazy. It's crazy. But I feel like people run away from knowledge because it's the truth, but they don't want to hear that truth, so they will run away from it.
It's a bit cultish.
100%. 100%.
Strange for food.
But I think it's definitely important to have a good relationship with food. And I think sometimes, as an avid sort of gym goer, there's a massive battle in your head, because it's either you eat and you look so good, or you're eating and you feel so heavy. So like, how do you manage yourself? Because I'm sure that being a nutritionist has helped you get a proper advantage in your training life as well, because you're eating what's right and you know what your body needs. So how do you sort of manage all of that stuff?
I think the most important thing, so someone that works like a 9-to-5 kind of job, the most important thing is planning your meals, so you don't come home tired and just want to order food and eat junk food. Yeah, so easy. When you're tired, you don't want to cook. So planning your meals, making quick recipes. There's so many quick recipes you can make that are healthy and actually taste decent, taste good. And don't follow fads. Those are the main things. So I think people overcomplicate the eating thing. It's just got usually the issues with like snacking with high calorie snacks, eating out. If you cut all those things, if you're someone that actually cooks, you'll have a better diet. Usually, if you cook regularly, you'll naturally have a better diet compared to people that buy a lot of food out, eat a lot of snacks. So I think learn how to cook.
Easier said than done.
Because you know what's going in it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas when you're eating out, you do not know what they're pouring.
Because they have to make the food taste good, adding sugar and salt and all that.
Exactly. That's definitely a fair point. Because I remember when I went to China in, I believe it was 2017, I went to China. And we went to a restaurant, and I'm ordering food as I do here. I'm saying like all these names, like Singapore fried rice, chow mein. Everyone was looking at me like, the person that was translating is like, they don't know what that is. So I was just like, okay, I want like egg fried rice or whatever. It was bland.
Oh,
and I was just like, I was eating this thing, I was thinking, I've come to China to eat Chinese food, and it doesn't taste like anything that I expected.
I've heard it's really healthy actually.
Proper healthy. And then our tour explained that the food that we have like in the West, like Western parts of the world, it's actually been made to suit our taste buds.
That's
so it's spicy, it's salty, it's a certain way to suit us. Because imagine if they brought that bland food, they'd be out of business. They actually would be out of business because we're tasting and thinking, hold on a minute, this is not right. But it's crazy because I went to the country of origin expecting that, and I felt like I've been lied all my life. Literally been lied all my life, because when I tasted what real egg fried rice is like, I was like, can I add salt? The woman even looked at me like...
When you came back, did you order Chinese?
Yeah.
Have you eaten it? Okay.
Yeah, I definitely have. I think I prefer this one.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing. That's the scary thing about it.
Taste buds have been messed up.
Honestly, it's been played with.
It's so mad though, because it's not that the food, even like, so the only place that tasted a bit similar to what I had in the UK is our hotel had a intercontinental breakfast, but in China it's like proper food. It isn't like your pastries. It's actual proper food you're getting at 9 a.m, 8 a.m in the morning at that breakfast place.
So egg fried rice in the morning.
Yeah. That tasted.
Going straight to bed after.
That tasted like legit what I had here. But then the way that they eat as well. Yeah, it was interesting. The way that they eat, they tend to have like heavier meals in the morning and the afternoon and have a very light meal in the evening. So they drink a lot of teas and stuff. But it was just an interesting way of life. But I just felt robbed. Like, I literally felt robbed. I said, no.
I'm happy you said that, to be honest, because it justifies the 6 eggs I had in the morning. Nah, generally speaking, literally I had about 6 eggs this morning. 6, but yeah, so 6 eggs this morning. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that story.
I was going to ask you, so if we followed you to your house and we had a camera on a day-to-day of what you eat, what is it that you eat as a nutritionist? Day-to-day, sort of your breakfast.
Oh, there's no bullfruit in that fridge. What
is it that you... And do you ever feel guilty? This is another thing. Also, I asked a few other PTs that came on, like, do you feel guilty eating certain foods? Let's say, like, you got, Five Guys burger or whatever. Do you ever feel guilty eating it?
I never feel guilty eating it.
You don't feel, especially in front of others that know your profession.
Oh, no.
Okay. That's good.
That's an unhealthy relationship. Yeah. It's not like I have that every day.
Yeah, fair enough.
What type of things I eat a lot of oats in the morning. Okay. Maybe a lot of rice. That's jollof rice or rice with stew. I do eat a lot of rice. Sometimes like Ghanaian kind of food, plantain, yams. Sweet potatoes, I like sweet potatoes as well. Yeah. They're my main carbs. Obviously, a lot of chicken, salmon, sometimes tilapia.
I don't like salmon.
You know that salmon?
It's terrible.
And then a lot of vegetables as well. And then always have a couple pieces of fruit, either in a smoothie or just with my breakfast. Or both actually usually. Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So when I was reading your bio earlier on, you stated that you do something specifically with infants that have allergies.
Yeah.
How is that? And how is it that an infant so young, you can already tell that they have an intolerance to a certain type of food?
So I don't work with the infants themselves.
Okay, fair enough.
But we make products for them, so they'll get diagnosed by a dietitian or pediatrician that's having the allergy, especially like, for example, cow's milk allergy. And then if they can't have the infant formula made with cow's milk, we'll provide the formula. They'll be prescribed products. So you have to get in the pharmacy, and it would be like what we call extensively hydrolyzed formula, which they break down the protein so they don't get the negative reaction to the protein in the milk. Yeah,
interesting.
You get a lot of cases of like lactose intolerance.
So lactose intolerance is a bit different. Actually, that's to do with you can't break down lactose. Yeah, rather than cow's milk allergy is the allergy to the protein in cow's milk.
So isn't lactose in cow's milk?
Yeah, it is, but that's not what causes the cow's milk allergy. Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Lactose intolerance related more to the lactose. You can't break down the lactose because you haven't got the enzyme or enough of the enzyme to break it down. Whereas the protein allergy is like overreaction to the protein going into your system.
Right.
So it's kind of like hay fever on the inside.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or like peanut allergy.
Yeah.
And do you get a lot of cases of it?
I can't remember the exact percentage. It's quite low overall, but it's on the rise because then they believe it's the way we live now. We're a very clean place, so there's a lot of cleaning, so there are very few microbes. Not much exposure. So they say. So in the West, I should say, it's on the rise. Whereas if you go to they say people or kids that grow up in farms with a pet, they're much less likely to get allergies in general.
It's kind of like it's slightly off topic. It's kind of like with kids, you'll kind of have like a chickenpox party. So like literally a chickenpox party. So literally, if one kid out of like a friendship group or whatever has chickenpox, what the mums will do is that they'll bring all of their kids to the party so they can catch the chickenpox earlier. If that makes sense, yeah. So that's what they call chickenpox party, yeah. It's quite sick.
I'd like to know what's on the menu at that party, but that's really interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's better to get chickenpox when you're a kid, isn't it?
Yeah, because I heard...
Imagine getting that as an adult.
No, because apparently if you get it as an adult, it's fatal.
Potentially fatal.
Wow, yeah. That as an adult is not fun. I remember that. I was like walking around the house in like white cream, like...
What's that thing? Chamomile lotion or something like that?
Something like that all over my... That's what I remember from it anyways. But just that was just my drip. Every time.
No, it wasn't.
That was not a nice feeling, man. I would not like to be an adult getting that, man. That would not be nice at all. I wouldn't even be able to manage myself at all. Honestly, I wouldn't. But I was going to ask, sort of, what are your plans? Obviously, like, you're a nutritionist. You love what you do. You have, a strong love for fitness. Do you think you would ever see yourself coming out of sort of your day-to-day work and starting up your own thing?
Maybe launch a product or some products. Okay. Maybe related to nutrition or fitness, maybe both. Okay. That'll be something to do in the future. Consider.
In the future,
yeah. And also I do like my career as well. Mm-hmm. Maybe get into maybe food policy.
That would be really interesting. Yeah, and I was going to ask, sort of, what's your opinion on obesity?
As in the epidemic of obesity.
Yeah. The fact that it's never changed. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but for myself, I remember when it was Jamie Oliver. There was a few people that brought in things to try and help with it, and it's like I am now 24 years old, and it's like still a big deal. What's sort of your opinions on it?
It's very complex, but I don't think it's just down to individuals, because if you look at so there's lots of studies where they show, I think it was in Mexico, people that moved from Mexico to the US, and then they're, I guess, people with similar genetics who stayed in Mexico living a more agricultural lifestyle, not hardly any obesity. Yeah. Whereas the population that moved to the US, things like Arizona, had very, very high rates of diabetes and obesity. So definitely something to do with the environment we live in. So
would you say it's the exposure to what they're exposed at?
Yeah, so it could be, for example, we drive a lot. Yeah. Don't move around as much. We have access to very high calorie foods. So if you're not really conscious about your health, it's hard to change it. I guess if you've got a routine, it's hard to get out of that routine as well. So there's definitely, I think, a lot of policy things that need to be changed. Yeah. But obviously, there are professionals that can help you on an individual level, with PTs, nutritionists, dietitians that can help you have a better relationship with food, understand the importance of fitness. I think people forget how important fitness is. So you hear a lot of debates about nutrition, what's the best way to eat, what's this, what's that, but exercise is so important, with cardio and weight training. Both of them.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
Important,
Yeah, 100%. And I definitely do agree with that, because obviously the company I work for, all the campaigns that they work on throughout the year is literally just trying to do that, from the This Mum Moves campaign, from National Fitness Day, from even the new one that's coming out next year, which is This Girl Lifts, encouraging more females to actually go to the weight area and lift weights, because you'll see girls in the gym and all they do is just run on a treadmill and just use cardio-based machines, but trying to get the message out there that you need to be moving more. And I think we did very well during the first lockdown, where you saw more people out and about. But it's almost like it's because they were held against their will that they wanted to break free. From breaking free, it was like, okay, let me go and work out. That's the only way that I'll be able to go outside. But one of the conferences we had in September, there's actually something that's going to be rolled out very soon, I believe maybe next year, and it's an app that's going to come out that you get paid for movement. You'll get paid from like walking and stuff like that. So there's a set amount that you will be able, that you need to walk in a day, and once you've hit it, you earn sort of like a digital currency. There is an app currently out similar to it. It's called Sweatcoin, but this is going to be like a government-based app that's coming out. I think it's called One Move or something like that. I forgot the name of it, but it's a digital currency. As you gain that digital currency on that app, there'll be a marketplace where you can use that digital currency to buy things or to transfer it into like real money. But it was really interesting because apparently in Singapore, this whole incentive to move has been working very well for them. So they want to introduce that into the UK and see how that does. But 100%. Because some people don't mind working out. Others do mind them. I think when people know that there's an incentive behind it, I think they're more willing to
do it.
To do it. So 100%. And I think there was another discussion actually that was quite interesting, where they mentioned, what was it, that in certain cases in hospitals and GPs, if it's something related to movement and the body, that they may refer them to a physiotherapist and the gym on a discount, just to see if that can help. And I keep using this example. Nothing.
No, I just remember the funny joke.
There was an example actually, a friend of mine, she had an issue with her back. She was being given like all of this stuff that was just making her high, like codeine, paracetamol, all of this stuff, and it wasn't helping her at all. And I took her to a physio. I was working in a private gym in Mayfair at the time, so I took her to the physio there, and then he gave her like a set of exercises, and she was fine. But they were just making her swallow like loads of drugs that was putting her to bed. She was just sleeping all day. But it was literally just movement. So I am a really big advocate of like physical activity, because it does a lot for people.
100%.
So I'm just hoping that the world that we're moving into, that will be something that is going to be spoken about a lot.
Yeah, and I see as well that planning to, I think maybe they started to stop advertising junk food.
After 9 p.m. and something like that. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm a bit skeptical about it if it'll work, because, you know, in the supermarkets, if they can still...
And there's many apps. Go on delivery anytime. Go on delivery anytime. You can order it. So the thing is, it's crazy, because it's just a thin line of taking away people's freedom and their so for some luxury, because not everyone can afford, you know, to get a meal delivered takeaway. So for that person that's doing it twice or once a week, that's actually a luxury for them. And then you have the other person that is just over abusing the thing. So it's almost like a thin line. So where can we all like meet in the middle?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
It's very, very difficult. And obviously back to the whole thing of different cultures as well. But then I remember having a conversation with a woman. There's this thing called One U Surrey, and they're in different parts of London, and they work with health organisations to get people in the local areas more active. And then I sort of asked her about her view on everything in regards to obesity, and she said that if we can get more community leaders that have sort of an influence, let's say in the Sikh community or the Muslim community, if we can get the community leaders on board with these things, they'll be able to influence and penetrate their community more than, you know, me, Barbara or Tom, that's sitting somewhere in a government, you know, office trying to enforce these things, because I'm not a familiar face or someone that they relate with. So that's what they're trying to do, basically. So
it sounds positive. So quite uphill battle, but
it is definitely.
We'll get there.
Eventually. But it was really good having you today.
Thanks so much.
A very good sort of insight into sort of what you do and how you got into it. And I know that there would be a few listeners that would be interested, because as we stated before, we're trying to sort of bring more insights to the different careers within the health, wellness or fitness industry. So it was really good having you. But we should probably have you one time back for a part 2.
Yeah, I'd love to. I know, just a quick mention. If any students who are doing nutrition want to know about getting a job, just message me, because I get some messages from
That's really good.
students. So
do you want to plug your socials?
So my Instagram is Kwame Nutrition, so KWAME Nutrition, no spaces. So follow me there. You can find me.
And don't worry, I know he has a lot of followers, but he does answer very quickly. He answered me very quickly, so he will definitely answer. So do send him a message, and he'll be able to help you with any queries or refer you to people or other organisations that can help.
Perfect. Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming.